That's going to be a tough one to beat.
We've been saying that all morning, though, in fairness. We really were impressed with Brooklyn Beckham, and that level of respect for what Brooklyn did really hasn't gone away at all. That time still very representative. I think that's one of the problems when you go out first. You don't know what you're shooting for as far as lap times are concerned. And I suspect tomorrow, with the night to think on things and watching what others have done, that will put Brooklyn in really good stead to go for the fast time early in the morning.
Yeah, definitely. Brooklyn went out there. He was the first one. He had to break the track in for everyone else. He didn't have any reference, and he did a great job. In fact, all of them have done a great job so far.
No question.
Now we've got JUCA in the car. I don't know if you know JUCA.
I know of JUCA. I've not met JUCA. Have you met JUCA?
I have, but he is driving a lot.
Yeah.
So we could be in for some nice surprises here.
I mean, I think that's the story of the day, just how quickly the folks behind the wheel here today have come to grips with these highly technical cars. And again, said it a number of times, it goes to the credit of the teams for opening up their doors and using all the resources at their disposal to try and help with that. And right now, I mean, already you can see Bruno in the safety car. He's really leaning on his machine, and with that, JUCA is starting to build the pace too.
Yeah, he's hustling there behind. I mean, the lap time he's doing is super fast. And I think Bruno's under a bit of pressure there.
It looks that way. Position Bruno's been in plenty of times, of course, a great racing driver in his own right. Bruno Correa has been serving as the safety car driver for Formula E since the inception of the series, has a similar role from time to time with Formula One as well, and has at his disposal the most powerful production Porsche ever made, and needs all of that power right now just to keep JUCA behind. In fact, even behind the safety car, JUCA's just jumped to fourth, already quicker than what Tom Felton did earlier today.
Yeah, JUCA, I think he's done quite a lot of track days. I mean, he's all about cars. He's so passionate about them. He absolutely loves them. And clearly, he's done some track days before, I would say, from looking at this.
Yeah, looks really comfortable using all the curbing at Apex as well, using all the road on the corner exit right out to the painted white line, demarcating the track limits, and keeping up with Bruno in the safety car. Little bit of counter steer there at Apex. What do you think, watching on board?
I think this is a lot of confidence very early. If I'm the team principal, I'm a little bit scared right now, if I'm honest.
Well, we'll see what message is conveyed. We've been listening in, eavesdropping to team radio throughout the day today, but with that, Bruno Rivera heads to the pit lane, and it's now down to JUCA, originally from Mexico, now living in Brazil, one of the leading automotive content creators in Brazil, and a true motorsport enthusiast. Just did a 1:19.1 behind the safety car, but your reference points are totally different when you're out there all by yourself, as we just saw.
Yeah, dive bombing deep in there into turn one. First person to run off track on the first lap without the safety car, so he's clearly feeling confident. The question is it too confident?
Yeah, already pushing the envelope, that's for sure. In the Cupra Kiro, Porsche powertrain for this team this year as well. And it's a change from years past. As far as JUCA goes, we talked about his work in the automotive and motorsport content creation space in Brazil. Got started doing comedic sketches that he posted online, gathered a following, and then was able to turn his focus to his real passion for cars and racing. And he is pushing this Cupra Kiro to the very limit of adhesion at the moment. Personal best, Sector 1, personal best, Sector 2. Sector 2 is right there within a fraction of what Sergio Aguero did.
Yeah, this is very impressive very early on, I have to say. Has he pulled it back into turn one? That's the question. Is he going to make the apex? Yes, he does.
Off to a good start. Gave up quite a bit of time in Sector 1. About a second off the pace as well relative to Aguero in Sector 3. Let's take a look at this again. At this time no, this was the previous lap, as you said, running long there into turn 1.
Yeah, and it's the same issue really as we saw before with the late breakers. When you start turning in, the car just doesn't stop. You have to keep the car in a straight line, brake as maximum force in a straight line. Then when you go to release the brake, turning it.
Well, Dan Ticktum is coaching and he's watching along. Now he'll chat with us.
So Dan, we're obviously sat here watching JUCA do his thing. How are you feeling watching him at the moment?
Quite confident actually. Like, I've watched some of his content before. Some of the stuff he does is what I'm looking to actually get into, some car content creation, and the guy can drive. So he was very fast in the sim. He was actually only 2 seconds off David Beckman, my teammate. So he knows how to drive. So I'm quite confident he'll do a good job.
So we're expecting big things then?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I think he'll be up there. I mean, yeah, he's just gone P2. So yeah.
And obviously, maybe a little bit of a quid pro quo there. If it's something you're trying to get into, and obviously you're teaching him a lot of things, what's advice has he been giving you so far?
Well, I'm going to hopefully go and see him for dinner tonight, and we'll talk about more of those things later. But yeah, no, some of the content he does is really cool. I love some of the cars that he's shot, and so yeah, he's actually he's a really cool guy, really nice guy to be around. So yeah. I want to see what he's doing. He's fast.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing the content that comes out of this collaboration. And yeah, enjoy the session.
Great insight there from Dan as he watches, and his analysis is correct. He is fast. These first 2 sectors have been really strong from JUCA. That was a new overall best in the middle sector. He is flirting with Sergio Aguero's lap time from the run before. This is where it's all going to come to a head here. In Sector 3, the run to the line. Can JUCA find the pace? He's 1.8 seconds behind Aguero. Now just a half a second back, James. Oh, that was the end of the run, too. I think I heard box this lap.
That is tight.
Yeah.
I mean, the lap time we saw from Sergio was very impressive, but JUCA has gone out there and almost matched it, but he's only done 6 laps. Why would they be?
Maybe it was cool down this lap. Maybe I misheard. It's definitely a possibility.
He's got plenty of time.
Right. No, that was box this lap.
Maybe they got a fresh set of tires for him. Maybe they're going all out here.
Wouldn't that be something? He was told to keep the pace up on the in lap. He's doing so. He just had a personal best first sector.
Oh, wow.
4/10 off of Sergio Aguero's first sector time. Did back it off a little bit, though, in Sector 2.
So they're going for a different run plan then. I'm curious as to what Cooper Kiro are doing here to bring him into the box after 6 laps. Maybe a little tire pressure adjustment, give him that last little bit of grip.
It's really interesting. Everyone else has taken a pretty straightforward approach. You send them out, let them run for 20 minutes with the occasional cool-down lap mixed in. Maybe we could get Taz to see if she could get to the bottom of what the run plan might be here for Cooper Kiro. And give this team a lot of credit. They have been, I mean, all the teams have, but maybe Cooper Kiro is exemplary in this, how much they put behind these EVO sessions. They've really invested heavily in some of the relationships they're building with the content creators, and they really view this as an opportunity to build their brand as a team.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job. I mean, Cooper Kiro this year, they've been really one of the...
Set, go to mode 0, please, and we'll push you into the garage.
They've been one of the biggest improving teams, you know, from last season to this, and a lot of changes going on there inside the team. And yeah, my money's on seeing Dan Ticktum on a podium sometime soon.
Wouldn't be a surprise at all. And a really good run going in Jeddah, one of the races there until misfortune struck. But, you know, you bring up a good point, just 6 laps in this run. Everyone else, no one has done fewer than 11 so far, barring JUCA here.
Okay, JUCA, so stay in mode 0 there and stay in DMS2, so don't need to push anything. Jack's got some quick feedback for you, and then we'll be going again in about a minute.
There you
wow.
go. Okay.
Driver feedback. I love it.
Okay, really good job. Braking points are in a good place. Just the minimum apex speeds we can just work on compared to the fastest lap. You're not far off, only just over half a second. And then the last thing is when you go back out with these tyres are cooled, you should expect some more grip initially, so just be prepared for that.
Thank you. What was my time?
So it is a 1:14.543.
Competitive.
And Koons was a bit better, right? No, I'm not gonna get shaken by this or anything. I just want to have references.
It's a 13.9, so you're not far at all.
Okay, you're feeling good and ready to go again?
100%.
Copy. So we'll push you out again, still in mode 0.
You heard JUCA asking about Koon's time. Koon is the nickname of Sergio Aguero. Actually had it on his jersey at Atletico Madrid, interestingly enough. And we're hearing from the team, great detective work by Taz, checking in with Dan Ticktum. The team thinks if they wheel the car back into the garage, the tires will cool off more efficiently and he'll have a better chance for a push lap later in the run
So
than
go
if they
to
had just done
mode
the
10,
cool down lap on
make
track.
sure your pit limiters on with the lights at the top.
I think it could also be that.
Perfect.
Okay, and we're good to go. So nice and slowly down the pit lane. Make sure you push the button before pit exit line.
Also for me, having a moment in the pits, not moving anywhere, gives you the time to reflect on what you've done and what you have to do. And it's something that if you stay on track and cool your tires, you don't get.
You got this, man. Come on. It's just the first sector, but the rest is really good. Come on.
That was Dan Ticktum's advice. You got this.
All right, perfect.
Telling him exactly where he needs to improve. Sounds like there should be time for
Dan
2
says
more
you're doing
push
really
laps.
well. So we've got an out lap here and then about 3 laps after
Maybe
that.
3.
Make sure your brakes are warm again and your tires.
The level of feedback.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. The level of feedback the team is giving him, it's actually quite detailed, and maybe that speaks to what you were talking about earlier. This is someone with some track day experience.
It is definitely, and with car experience, and also clearly they've worked very hard in the background together with the team, and clearly there's been a very immersive experience to get JUCA up to speed here. I mean, to be at that lap time after 6 laps, super impressive. To have the maturity to come in, calm down. He was very calm on the radio, which is something that I'm quite impressed about after the lap time that we've seen from him. Although, you know, pushing to find out what the fastest lap time is and what the difference is. But that shows the fighting spirit of the man.
I mean, he sounded like a racing driver, didn't he? That's the
did.
first thing you want to know when you come in. What was my time? What's the gap to P1?
Yeah, usually you look at it on the big screen before you're even coming into the pits. So yes, it's definitely something. But he's launched the lap superbly.
Turn 1's been a trouble spot for others. Looks pretty clean, no lockup. Got the car to apex nicely. Now this beautiful rhythm section here. And from the very beginning, he looked super comfortable getting up to the curbs on the inside, getting out to the edge of the track on the outside, using all the available pavement.
And he's up.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be super tight between the two of them.
Well, remember, he's been really quick in sectors 2 and 3. As we heard from Dan Ticktum, sector 1 is where he was lacking relative to Aguero, and he's basically even with Aguero through sector 1 this time.
Well, massively committed into the fast corner. Dan is smiling from ear to ear with looking at this lap.
Yeah, he's going to like this, I think. Sector 2, best overall. Nearly 9/10 clear of Aguero's time through the middle sector. This is the last big challenge of the lap, this heavy braking zone at the end of the back straightaway, but he manages it beautifully. Now just a couple of corners to go, looking really, really strong.
Let's see the commitment through here. This is it. This is going to be it. He's going to do it.
JUCA to the top of 1:12,
really good lap. Well done.
4.26.
2 more to go.
And he's not done.
He's still got 2 more laps.
Still has 2 more to push.
Tell you what, the race drivers might be getting nervous at this point. Dan's smile is going to, he's going to start thinking, oh, I might have a new teammate.
Had a little twitch on in the middle of the corner, a little twitch on corner exit.
He's 1 second up in sector 1.
Yeah, new overall best sector 1. He actually was slower through sector 1 than Aguero had been. Now he has the best time through that part of the track. So if he can just replicate what he did in the final 2 sectors, this is going to be a monumental lap from JUCA.
He's got a good coach there.
Sure does.
I'd say Dan relies a lot on his natural talent, but clearly he's good at teaching as well.
Gave up a little time in the middle sector relative to the last lap here, but gained a lot in sector 1. On aggregate, he's still ahead by over half a second. could this be our first 111 of the day? It's trending that direction. JUCA to the timing line. Let's check the times. It's a 111.640.
That's very impressive.
And again, still time for, we believe, one more push. And look at the car lean and roll. Listen to the tires squeal as well. JUCA asking everything out of his Cupra Kiro. And what does it say about the team's faith in their driver that they're sending him out, not trying to rein him in at all? Go out there and go get it.
I think the team's used to working with Dan, so they know full well that whoever's in that car is going to go out and go for it.
Sector 1, pretty good. He's done better through there, about a tenth or so off of his previous bests. We believe this will be the final push lap.
Okay, I think we'll get one more lap here, so keep going.
And he's matching his best lap.
Yeah.
Very consistent here from JUCA.
Less than a tenth off of his previous lap, which is the best so far.
Fully committed there on the power on the exit. You can see those lights on the steering wheel. They actually show when he's at the grip limit, having wheel spin on the exit of the final corner.
So last lap.
Does have time for one more. That last lap gave up some time in the final sector there. You saw the couple of slips on the tires starting to heat up, James.
Yeah, I think he might be at the limit of what the tires are capable of. I think he really, the team did a very smart strategy there. Bring him into the pits, let the tires cool down, let the driver cool down as well. Give him some useful information and send him back out there. And, fastest time of the day so far.
Will any other team mimic this strategy now? It seems pretty effective.
For tomorrow, I'm sure that Sergio is going to be thinking about it. Maybe Pascal, his new engineer.
That's right. Yeah, it doesn't look like the grip is there. JUCA's asking for it, but Sector 1 already half a second off. Pretty close, though, to his previous pace through the middle part of the lap. Still about a half a second behind his best time.
I think he got the best out of the tires.
Yeah.
It'd be very difficult to replicate that. You see, you could hear him there just feathering the throttle going through that corner.
So that's checkered flag. Really good session.
No improvement on the final lap, but his 10th lap is the best we've seen all day long.
Wow! Oh, thank you guys. This was so much fun. I think we're gonna be able to put some nice numbers up there. Thank you guys. Wow!
Your P1 2.3 seconds quicker than P2 in the moment. Good job.
Is Alex the team principal there?
Yes! Oh, yes! I wish I could swear right now, but yes!
You can, I do.
Yeah, I forgot who my teammate was, right?
That was super impressive, mate. Honestly, watching that, like the lines, the attitude of the car, like you're right on the limit with the TC. It's quite. You're coming for my job, mate. Slow down.
Thanks, mate. I think we're gonna be able to improve those last laps. I felt comfortable. I understood it way much. Yeah, I was able to compare it with the sim in the limits, if I may put it that way. So yeah, after you debrief me now and the rest of the team, I think we're gonna be able to. I don't know what the time was, but we're gonna have some fun.
Yeah,
It's awesome, man. We got this.
should be a good one tomorrow. So in the pit, please remember your limiter.
It's just getting more and more competitive, isn't it?
Ah, unbelievable. Really exciting here today. Brooklyn Beckham got us started just before noon. Turned in a time at 1:17.242, and since then, these drivers have just been chipping away at it. JUCA the fastest on the day, a 1:11.640. And already thinking about how to go faster
So
tomorrow.
you'll park on the concrete outside our garage and mode 0. They'll push you back in.
I'll have to go and see if he's got a manager after this.
You looking for some more business?
Well, I mean, clearly he's after a seat.
It sounds that way.
Super impressive from JUCA. Really well done. It was a great few laps. Very nice to watch.
Yeah. I mean, you could tell even behind the safety car. He was already turning laps that were up there with some of the early fast laps we've seen today.
No, he was pushing Bruno.
No
Safety
question.
car driver was under pressure.
Yeah.
We'll have to have a chat with Bruno about that later.
And it's a good thing Bruno has the fastest, most powerful production Porsche ever made to try and stay ahead. He was on his toes, no question about it.
Yeah, it is indeed, but yeah, what a wonderful job by JUCA there.
Take to the track here on day one of the EVO Sessions. Let's listen in as JUCA jumps out of the race car.
Get